some, and then some.
Todd Snider has passed away at the age of 59, and the world of alt country and Americana is reeling from the loss. His death comes after weeks of turmoil, pain, confusion, and tragic circumstances that left fans shocked and devastated. Todd Snider was not just another singer-songwriter. He was a storyteller, a renegade poet, a wanderer with a guitar, and a voice that could cut through noise with wit, truth, and vulnerability. And now, his journey has come to an end, leaving behind a legacy both brilliant and brutally human. In the days leading up to his passing, Todd Snider's life had taken a dramatic turn. Earlier this month, he was preparing to launch his new tour, the High, Lonesome, and Then Some tour, tied to his brand new album of the same name. Fans were excited, many calling it his creative comeback, filled with the sharp humor and emotional insight that defined his storytelling style. But what no one expected was the shocking announcement that came soon after. Todd had been violently assaulted outside a hotel in Salt Lake City. His team revealed that he had sustained severe injuries, so serious that every remaining tour date had to be canceled. Fans went from excitement to fear in an instant. The tragedy only deepened as more details began to surface. While being treated for his injuries at a nearby hospital, Todd Snider was unexpectedly arrested. Reports claimed he became agitated, refused to leave the hospital, and allegedly threatened staff while in a disoriented state. It was a heartbreaking image, a beloved musician known for his humor and humanity, now struggling through pain, confusion, and fear right in front of the public eye. Many fans defended him online, saying he must have been in incredible pain and emotional distress after the assault, while others expressed deep concern for his health, both physical and mental. As days passed, updates from his team revealed that Todd had developed walking pneumonia, a diagnosis often dismissed as mild, but which can turn deadly, especially when the body is already weakened. In the weeks that followed, his condition worsened. Complications began to build. He struggled with breathing, exhaustion, and the lingering effects of the assault. And despite the efforts of doctors and the prayers of fans, Todd Snider passed away at age 59, leaving the music world in stunned silence. His team shared an emotional statement, one that captured not just the shock of his passing, but the depth of the loss. They wrote that it was impossible to find the right words for a man who always had the right words, an artist who could distill humor, heartbreak, and truth into songs that felt like quiet confessions whispered to listeners who needed them. The message said that Todd had departed this world, but his voice, the gritty, warm, sarcastic, poetic voice that fans loved, would echo forever. To understand why his death hit so hard, you have to understand who Todd Snider truly was. Born on October 11th, 1966 in Portland, Oregon, Todd grew up fascinated by music and storytelling. He moved around, Texas, Memphis, Nashville, finding his voice in smoky bars, roadside venues, and songwriter circles filled with legends. Mentored by icons like John Prine, Guy Clark, and Chris Christopherson, Todd learned not just how to write songs, but how to tell the messy, complicated truth through them. By the early 1990s, he had his breakthrough moment. His songs weren't polished Nashville hits, they were witty, gritty, funny, self-reflective windows into American life. Songs like All Right Guy, I Can't Complain, and the cult favorite Beer Run became staples for fans who wanted storytelling with personality. But the album that truly cemented him as an Americana icon was East Nashville Skyline in 2004, a record full of sharp humor, heartbreak, and raw honesty. It became a defining album in the alt-country scene, and Todd's reputation as a modern folk hero was sealed. Beyond his solo work, Todd fronted the band Hardworking Americans, pushing his sound into new territory while remaining the same wandering troubadour fans adored. He released more than 20 records, performed thousands of shows, and inspired a generation of young storytellers who admired his ability to turn everyday moments into unforgettable tales. But behind the humor and sharp wit, Todd Snider carried pain too. In recent years, he openly spoke about chronic health struggles, particularly spinal stenosis, which affected his mobility and made touring difficult. Yet he continued to perform, driven by his love for the stage, his fans, and the connection he felt every time he picked up a guitar. That's what makes his final weeks so heartbreaking. His life, always marked by the highs and lows of the road, ended in a storm of violence, confusion, illness, and tragedy. The assault shocked fans who could never imagine someone harming a man known for spreading laughter and warmth. His arrest, likely influenced by his injuries and deteriorating condition, painted a tragic picture of a man in distress, and the pneumonia, quietly creeping in as his body fought to heal, ultimately became the final blow. The tributes since his passing have been emotional, raw, and overflowing. Fellow musicians called him a storyteller to the bone, a folk hero, and one of the greatest lyricists America ever produced. Fans shared stories about discovering his music during tough times, about how his humor helped them through heartbreak, and how his songs felt like late-night conversations with a friend who understood everything. Many talked about his influence, how younger writers studied his phrasing, his comedic timing, his ability to make even the messiest moments sound beautiful. Others highlighted his kindness, his willingness to help new musicians, his generosity backstage, and his unforgettable stage presence that blended comedy, truth, and vulnerability. And even people who weren't familiar with him before are now discovering his legacy, drawn to the sincerity and depth that made Todd Snider so loved. His passing has opened conversations about the struggles artists face behind the scenes, from chronic pain to mental health challenges and the countless pressures of life on the road. Todd Snider left behind a body of work filled with humor, heartbreak, rebellion, and warmth, a soundtrack for misfits, underdogs, road-weary travelers, and anyone who appreciates the beauty in imperfection. His songs captured moments that were funny one second and soul-stirring the next. He never pretended to be polished. He never tried to hide his flaws. He embraced them, wrote about them, and turned them into art. And now his voice, though silenced in life, will echo through speakers, stages, and hearts for years to come. As the music world continues to mourn, one thing is clear. Todd Snider wasn't just an alt-country singer. He was a storyteller, a poet, a comedian, a wanderer, a truth-teller, and losing him is losing a piece of American songwriting history. His life ended far too soon, in a way no one expected, but his songs, his stories, his spirit, and his beautiful, messy honesty will live on forever. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.